the biggest difference is his arm strength. My first time, playing with him, he was the first quarterback I ever had that's like him. But, I never thought anything was wrong with him. It's my first year, but, to come back to see him in OTAs and minicamp and see the strength that he got and the zip that's on the ball, it's a big difference. And, I think he got a lot of his strength back that, he didn't have last year.
Zip on the ball, Demaryius Thomas with strong praise for Peyton Manning, who opens his second season with the Broncos on Thursday against the defending Super Bowl champions, the Ravens. We welcome in Danny Cannell. We ask you this question. Can Peyton be better than last season?
Peyton Manning, I think, was very clear to a lot of people that last year he was only at 90%. But I think he made one thing clear. 90% of Peyton Manning is better than probably 28 other starting quarterbacks in the NFL. He had a career year statistically. He put up numbers, his touchdowns, passer rating, yards, that he only done one other time. I think he's going to get better. I think he's going to be 100%. I think the fact that he had some time off is going to help him early in the offseason because he was so focused on getting back from those neck surgeries. He was constantly working harder and harder. I think you saw the evidence of some of his arm weaknesses in the playoff game. There was a cross-the-shoulder throw that got intercepted. That ball really looked like it was dying. I think he's going to be better. I don't think the Broncos are going to be better, 13-3. I don't see them topping that record. Their defense, the weaknesses there, I think that is going to force Peyton to put up bigger numbers this year. I think
even at age 37.
I would have said it if he hadn't done it last year. And I think time is running out. I think it's must-win now for the Broncos. But the way the rules are set up in the NFL, you're seeing bigger passing numbers than we've ever seen before. And if there's anybody I think could do it, it would be Peyton.
Stephen A.
You know what, to me, all of this stuff about his arm strength and everything else is a complete waste of time. Peyton Manning is such a savant in the game of football, so brilliant. He studies the opposition and their weaknesses, and that's his greatest strength. That's why even though he's not mobile at all, a snail practically runs better than him, for crying out loud. In the end, it doesn't matter because it's not just his ability to throw the football. Yeah, his arm strength might be stronger. Yes, having Wes Welker as an additional weapon to Demaryius Thomas and Eric Decker is going to help. Of course, a running game would help him as well. He's going to have to do more because their defense may be weaker, particularly starting out the season without Von Miller. All of that is true. But in the end, his biggest strength is his brilliance. He is a football savant. He knows what he's doing. And more importantly, he not only knows his job, he knows everybody else's job, not just on his team, but on the opposition. And he outsmarts everybody. And that is what makes him special, and that's why he'll put up better numbers even this year.
Stephen A., I agree with the premise. I agree with Danny's premise, better numbers. But I want to go back to where I disagree with you. It is a huge deal to me that Demaryius Thomas said there's a big difference in his velocity from last year, a big difference for a guy who, to your numbers, 37 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. And I remind you, early in the year last year, Game 2 at Atlanta, he threw 3 of his 11 interceptions. Peyton Manning will be even better this year because the savant now has far more velocity. Do I think Wes Welker's in decline? I think a little bit. But Peyton will get the best out of Wes Welker. I think Demaryius is about to explode as a big-time stud, Dennis Bryant-style receiver. So I'm with Danny, 13-3. I can see that again. But right now, the bottom line is Peyton Manning is the early front-runner for NFL MVP to me.
And I think, too, you look at the defensive weaknesses.